There we go. All right, who would like to offer the opening prayer?
I can.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Second. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this opportunity we have to be able to meet as students and disciples in the church, and we ask for Thy Spirit to please be here as we discuss this case that we've studied, that we can grow to a better understanding of how to work out future business endeavors. And we say these things, Father, in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Thank you so much. All right. Let's go ahead and get cracking. It doesn't ask for a spiritual thought. So it says, first one asks, what made Noodles and Company an attractive opportunity for Aaron Kennedy in 1995?
So my thought, I think the initial attraction is just that he was looking to be an entrepreneur, wanted to start his own business. So I think that was the initial attraction.
I think what it was kind of the I guess like the commodity of it. I think, it's he was saying that it's a worldwide food, noodles, and it's eaten by all class levels. All the way from the highest of the high to the lowest of the low, because it's such a versatile food and something that you can do quick and fresh.
Yeah, the noodles kind of act like a canvas, so that you could input like any culture's taste or flavors or country's taste and flavors, and so you could really play around with it and
Bless you.
Thanks.
appeal to a lot of people's tastes. I thought that was thing.
And who doesn't love noodles?
Right? You guys ever been to Noodles and Company? It's so freaking good.
Yeah.
Dude, so good.
Yeah, it's bomb.
All right. Here for the next question, it says, what caused the company's early struggles? Why do you think so?
So I think a lot of the early struggles, from what I understand, were just a lot of the unknowns. Something new for him, and like he talks about in the case study, he didn't really know how to create this business model and go about all the ins and outs. So with that comes its struggles, right? A lot of things I think are learned from trial and error, and there are some funding issues and supply and demand issues in the beginning. And so I think a lot of like the unknowns caused some learning and trial and error, but obviously it was successful, right?
Yeah. Talking about the financial issues, man, he gave away so much of his company. He gave away, what was it, 79% almost within the first couple of years before he almost had 50 stores. He left himself like 21%.
Yeah, that's rough.
But
He's
yeah,
only paying himself $2,000 a month too.
that was the start, though.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments? No. All right. What role should franchising play in the company's growth?
There's a paragraph in the case study that I liked. I can read it if you guys want.
Go for it.
Franchising would allow Noodles and Company to keep its growth plan intact by developing a mix of 50% franchise and 50% company-owned stores beginning in 2004. Let's see. Not only would this reduce the organizational challenges, but the combination of cash flow from franchise units and reduced capital requirements for company-owned stores would reduce Noodles and Company capital needs to $25 million over the next few years. And so it kind of like simplified their needs for capital, but also with that comes the cons, in my opinion. So there's pros and cons. Like franchising is a great way to grow quickly, but in order to make a lot of money franchising, it's all about scalability, right? Like you're going to make a lot more off 50 personally owned stores opposed to 100, that are franchised, or even probably 150 to 200 that are franchised. So there comes that game of really having to scale, just because you're then taking a royalty and you're not taking all the profits from each restaurant, if that makes sense. But it lessens their cash flow. It kind of cools things down a little bit, and I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think with that yes, franchising is going to bring in less money for the overall company, but I think, like I said earlier, he's given away so much of his company that it's almost necessary at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm in conclusion, I'm pro franchising for
Yeah.
sure. For in his
Same
position.
here.
Definitely.
So
All
I guess
right.
that's a wrap then.
Well, let's one last question, real quick.
Yeah.
So it says, what are the specific advantages and disadvantages of franchising model for Noodles, including financial, economic, organizational, and consequences? I think we just kind of talked about that, but I think
Yeah.
overall,
Well, just one of like the disadvantages is they'd have to open up a new department. It talks about having to hire someone at the VP level to handle the franchises. Um, so, but I think the pros still outweigh the cons.
definitely, because he still keeps the amount of his company, and people are also having to pay to not just part of the revenues, but on top of that, to use the Noodles and Company name. So it's not just going to be, cuts from the revenue. You can, kind of get some of that back when, when those other people are, requesting to use that Noodles and Company logo.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree. So, raise your hand for franchising.
All right.
Let's franchise this stuff.
All right, let's do it. So that's what they end up doing, actually. They IPO in 2013. They have right around 340 stores, of which I think 51 were franchised. And then I think shortly thereafter, Aaron kind of jumps out and starts working for the marketing for the state of Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah. They said the IPO was similar to that of Chipotle. It blew up that big.
Was he LDS by chance?
That's what I was trying to figure out, but I'm not sure. That's what that he doesn't have a wiki. And I looked on his on his LinkedIn and it didn't say anywhere the other.
Okay.
Yeah, but it kind of hinted at that, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think he is because Cherry Creek, where he opened his first store, I actually served there, and I just feel like I would have heard about that. He would have been in that ward. I served him. So that's just personal belief.
What mission did you serve in?
Denver South.
Denver South. I had my brother-in-law served in Colorado Springs. He was there for like the whole decapitation thing.
Oh.
Decapitation thing?
What's that?
They decapitated. Here, I'll stop the recording and then I'll talk about it. But any other questions?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you. Well, yeah. Any other things before we stop?
No.
All right, I'll go ahead and stop this then.